Welcome back from Man vs. Wild starring Donald Snyder. Tune in next week when he takes on the wild creatures of Otakon. Today, we'll be discussing Facebook with Zach Seidel. Zach?
Well, hold on, I'm harvesting my grapes. Give me 1 second.
Okay, never mind.
Why didn't you accept my Mafia Wars invitation?
Anyway, Facebook profiles are like belly buttons. Everybody has one. Perhaps that statement still a bit of an exaggeration. By the numbers, we're becoming more obsessed with Facebook by the day. 71.2% of the United States web audience is on Facebook. With so many people on Facebook, how safe do you feel knowing that someone you may not know is looking at your profile? One of the biggest concerns that has risen is Facebook's privacy policy. In David Hill's Reflection on Leaving Facebook, he discusses that the fear of the public sphere entering the private sphere has been reversed. Now, we fear that the private sphere has invaded the public sphere. Facebook is very much a part of the phenomenon. Enter Facebook into YouTube and there are almost 1.6 million video results. Hill's idea of the reversing of spheres simply means that we're becoming confused with what we consider to be public information and private information. Some people feel that if you're willing to put information on the internet, then they have the right to know about it, while others feel that privacy is too easily invaded with websites such as Facebook. Many employers are utilizing Facebook to help them in the hiring process. They use Facebook to eliminate unwanted candidates based on information that they are willing to provide on their profiles.
It hits the internet, there's no saying where it's gone.
It's public. It's like leaving your diary lying on the park bench.
I don't think that employers should be reading Facebook or MySpace.
Stuff that I don't think I'd want my employer or my school to see.
Everybody's gone home and complained about their boss. Unfortunately, I did it on Facebook.
One of Hill's problems with Facebook is not the users being watched, but the users doing the watching. Even though it may seem we are interacting with each other, we are only interacting with the other users' avatars. An avatar is a virtual representation of yourself. Our Facebook profiles is not who we are, it is our own personal avatar. We control what people see and perceive about us by what photos we add or detag. The more things you add to your profile, like movies, music, books, or television shows, the more your avatar seems to come to life. So do you believe that the person you put on Facebook is really you? Or is it simply an avatar created to portray the idea of who you are?
Dad, I didn't even want to do
Dan, poke your grandma!
Putting personal information on Facebook has created the popular activity of Facebook stalking. One note Hill made in his article is that Facebook stalking is not the correct terminology. He believes stalking involves physicality and mobility, while lurking is a more appropriate adjective done with an immobile state and little activity. Facebook lurking allows for us to know everything about our friends down to the smallest details. It even allows for people we don't know to find out information about our locations. This has caused a problem with real-life stalking and even in some instances, death.
Police have revealed they're investigating an increasing number of complaints about the internet. This comes after the gruesome murder of a Sydney teenager who, like Carly Ryan, was lured to her death through Facebook.
Because of Facebook's popularity, an issue arises when a Facebook user dies. What becomes of the page? Because the death of Facebook users has become a new issue, Facebook has created the memorialized page. Now, once Facebook finds out that the user has died, the person's profile is automatically memorialized. Katie Couric discusses this in her Notebook segment of the news.
A ghostly ping from a person who has passed can be upsetting, but in a way, Facebook memorials make sense. The page becomes a kind of cyber scrapbook and another way to stay connected to people we loved, even after they're gone.
Having a memorialized page simply means that for 30 days, sensitive information, including status updates and contact information, is taken off the page, and the profile can only be looked at by friends. In order to have a page memorialized, a deceased form must be filled out. The deceased form requires knowledge of the person's date of birth, email address, network, and full name. However, the memorialized status only lasts for 1 month. But is this memorialized status appropriate? Or has Facebook created a new way for people to mourn over the ones they have lost? Feelings are mixed, with some people appreciating these new memorialized pages, while others feel that learning about death on Facebook is cheap. In the end, what we are facing is whether or not there is such a thing as privacy and Facebook. Once you join the Facebook community, you are signing over your rights to privacy, even after you die. Try as you might, you will never be able to fully delete yourself from the Facebook community. The choice is yours whether to keep your private life off the web. But remember, anything you put on the internet will stay there, even after death. Any last words, Zach?
Oh my god, Dr. Snyder accepted my friend request. I'm gonna so poke him right after I harvest my tomatoes.
Stay tuned for the 6 o'clock Zumba with Freeman Herbowski. Good night, everybody.
This is part of our mainstream life now, so it's normal. Even my grandmother is on Facebook.
I have so many people to thank for being here, but I really have to thank Facebook.